Hyundai Palisade is one of the most popular and best-selling mid-size three-row SUVs on the market right now, and for 2024 it remains virtually unchanged with the exception of few feature changes on the lower trim levels as well as this brand new trim. This is 2024 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy Night Edition, and thanks to Gettle Hyundai of Lakewood, Florida, I'm going to be able to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle. So if you're wondering what powers up this thing, what's the new technology inside of it, and how it drives, then stick around and we'll go through all of that. And if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel. Consider subscribing, give me the like, and turn on that bell notification ring bell so you won't miss any of the content that's coming out. And now let's get back to this. Well, if you're in the market for a three-row midsize SUV, there are plenty of choices. So if you start researching, your head will spin because the manufacturers are racing to attract more and more buyers. So they have whatever you need, whether it's more room, more luxury and premium features, more speed, handling, etc. You can definitely find it in the non-luxury segment. Now, talking about premium features, I believe that Hyundai Palisade is the most loaded non-premium SUV that is available, and I'm going to preview this in this video because there are some features on this vehicle that come standard from the factory that are not even available on the high-end premium brands like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, or Lexus. So let's take a look at the shape of this vehicle. Now, it's been around since 2020 with the slight refresh for 2023 model year, so there's no changes between 23 and 24 as far as the exterior of it, with the exception of this trim. So this trim is called the Night Edition, and we have this nice black chrome grille. You have the Hyundai logo. Everything right here is blacked out, and you see the turn signals, they're blinking right here. I love the shape of them. If they're off, they look like they're incorporated in this grille with the same shape blocks basically that are illuminated right here. And now this cascading LED daytime running lights with the full LED Hyundai system lights, that's what they call it. Really good looking ones. Plenty of space for air to get inside of it and cool down this power plant that we have underneath the hood. And in case you're wondering, well, let's pop the hood and find out what it is. And underneath the hood, you'll find the same 3.8-liter V6 naturally aspirated engine, 291 horsepower, 262 foot-pounds of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. This particular one is an A-Track, which is an all-wheel drive. The engine sits nice and low, creating that lower center of gravity for better handling and better ride. And this hood is popped up by hood struts on both sides, have sound insulation right underneath here. As we go around the corner of this top-level trim, let's take a look. Now, it hasn't changed from the previous generation of it as far as the shape of it, so we're not going to spend a ton of time on here. One thing I want to point out, look at the surroundings of the windows right here. Now, this is dressed in this polished aluminum trim versus everything else is blacked out on this vehicle. You have standard 20-inch rims, nice shiny black. 245 by 50 is the tire size. The mirrors have the turn signals not only incorporated in the front of it, but also on the side. I think this is a pretty cool feature. And then underneath here, you'll find the camera, as well as it has the blind spot monitoring system. Smart entry system, part of standard equipment. pretty much on all of the Palisades right now. And then let's take a look at the back. And here again, everything is blacked out. Let's take a look at the taillights. I love the setup of it. It's all LEDs as far as the taillights, brake lights, and the turn signals, which are right here. You also have this cool looking trim piece on the side, kind of this gunpowder metal encased in this plastic trim. And we have the H-track, which is an all-wheel drive. Now underneath you'll find a dual exhaust on one side. Looks pretty cool. Towing capacity 5,000 pounds with all-wheel drive, and you have this reflector lights with built-in reverse lights right on the side. Now if you're looking for a spare tire, you'll find it underneath this vehicle, so worry nothing, there is one, just in case you were wondering. A couple cool features here. They have the third brake light, this really thin stripe right here that illuminates. That's a brake light. You have the camera that's right on top. This is for your digital mirror. And then underneath you have the regular camera. This is your backup camera. Now Palisade is spelled out, but it's all blacked out. It's really hard to see on this black color vehicle. And before I show the inside of it, let's take a look at the remote. So we have this new style Hyundai remote with the lock, unlock, hold for the power gate, which I'm going to press right now. And then you also have, hold it, there you go, hold for the panic button and the summon feature, which is going to enable you to pull this vehicle in and out of a tight parking space. You also have the remote start, so fully loaded remote. Now this one is wrapped, so I'm going to leave it like this. Now you have the button to close the gate right here. And on the inside, let's talk about the numbers here. So the roominess behind the third row seat is 18 cubic feet. So when this vehicle came out in 2020, it was one of the best. Now Toyota Grand Highlander came out and it's got about 20. You also have the new Pilot, which about 19. So this one is not the best in its class, but it offers quite a bit of cargo space on the inside. Now what this one has that I haven't seen on any of the non-premium SUVs is the ability to fold down or up the third row seat with the push of the button. So let's push it and see the seats are folding down, and you can also fold down the middle row seats from the back here. Now if you want to raise them back up, the middle rows, you have to actually get inside to do that. But this space, it's about 86 cubic feet of space. That's about 4 short off the top in Grand Highlander right now. But the features that this one have definitely beat that of the Highlander or Grand Highlander. Harman Kardon stereo, so there's a speaker right here in the third row seat. That person has the ability to recline their seats. It also has the heated third row seat, which is unheard of in some of the high-end brands as well. You also have the USB Type-C port and the cup holders, and that goes for both sides. Now underneath here you have a little bit more storage, and I would have to remove this optional cargo compartment that's floating around. But underneath here we have this is locked. Okay, we have a storage for the cargo cover and a little bit of hiding spaces. Now you have the jack to lift this vehicle up, and as I showed you before, the tire is actually underneath the vehicle itself. Let's get those seats up. I'm going to jump inside of them in a second to show you if I can fit or not. And I'll show you what's going on here in the rear door panel. Check this out, guys. Now, I haven't seen that on anything but maybe like a Mercedes-Benz GLS, where you have this piano black trim with the stripes on it. You also have the nice inserts. This is all leather wrapped or leatherette maybe. And then you have cup holders. You also have the different trim around the window opener. You have the premium stereo, the Harman Kardon stereo, another speaker down at the bottom, storage compartment, and the manual sunshade. So this is all on the door panel. Now as you go inside, you're greeted by this Palisade on the door sill, and check this out. You have this almost flat floor with a very slight bump in the middle that's not going to obstruct anybody or prevent anybody from getting in and out. So the seats are covered in this premium like micro suede materials. It's very comfortable. It's very soft to the touch. Hope it's durable as well. They also have some tubing on the sides. They're nicely bolstered. great design. Now, if you're looking for a place to put your cell phone, maybe there's a little netting right on the side. And the seats, of course, they go back and forth, so they are adjustable. Now, as far as the seat back storage and driver and passengers, you have the seat back pockets. Also built in, like we've seen before in Hyundais and Kias, you have the USB Type-C charging. And then right here, check this out, guys. Now, we saw that the third row seats are heated. Now, the second row seats are heated and ventilated. Show me another vehicle that you can get that. And you have your own climate controls, as well as your regular household outlet. You have your 12-volt power outlet here. And right on top, you see this sunroof. Now, this is fixed. This is the glass panel that we can just open the cover, but it gives you plenty of light into this second and third row seats. Now, let me jump inside the third row seat first. In order to do that, I have to move this seat backwards. I can do it by pressing this button. There you go. Easy. This is not electronic. This is just spring-loaded, I believe, and the seats are wrapped in foil, but I'm gonna get in there anyways, see if I can fit. Actually, I feel fairly comfortable sitting here in the third row seat. I have plenty of headroom, about an inch or so, and I'm about 5'11" and a half. I've been saying 6 feet tall, but that's close enough. And then I have plenty of shoulder room. I have my own vents right here. And let me move this seat back. We'll see if I move it all the way back. I'm probably gonna smash my knees. But if I move it here, or even a little bit further, we can be more generous with room. Here, let's move it like this. Look, I'm touching my knees to the back of the seat, but I can probably just stretch my leg here and still be comfortable. I'm not sure if I would want to be here for a long ride, but it's definitely doable. And getting out is easy as well. Push the button and let it go. The seat moves forward, and now you have all this room to exit the vehicle. And here in the second row, it's super comfortable. I gotta tell you, these seats are so soft as far as the feel of the fabric. They're really nice in the back here. And I have plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder room, and plenty of knee room. Look at this room right here. Now, this seat is adjusted all the way back. So if I wanted to move it a little bit forward, I can create more room for the third row passenger and still be able to fit nicely and comfortably. And this seat is adjusted to my regular driving position. Now, let's not about the door check test. We're gonna check out the sound of the closing door. Boom. Nice. And this is nice and solid. Look, it has that automatic seat that moves back for the maximum comfort as you get inside of it, so easy entry feature. You also have 2 memory seat settings, window mirror lock controls, nice trim on this Harman Kardon stereo, more storage at the bottom of the doors. Now, the Palisade on the door sill, the seat can be adjusted any which way you want. It also includes that ergo massage feature in here in the same fabric used, but the seats are more bolstered for the driver and passenger. They're very comfortable though. Now, before I jump inside, let me point one thing to you. It has this floating console that creates all this room that you can store a purse maybe, or hide something out of the view. And you also have the USB and the 12-volt power outlet underneath here. And on the left hand side, you have several buttons on it. So you have your dimmer, you have your traction control off, you have your tow button, hold for the gate, and the electronic parking brake. Now, I'll show you the rest of this interior. Here we are in the interior of this 2024 Hyundai Palisade, and I gotta tell you, it is premium in all aspects. So if I covered that logo right here and you weren't familiar with the brand, you'd feel like you're sitting in a much more expensive vehicle than this is, for sure, maybe like a luxury brand like a Mercedes or BMW. So let's take a look and see as far as the design. Love this double-tier dashboard. You also have this trim piece. As I mentioned before, the only other brand that I've seen the design like this, and on the high-end Mercedes-Benz or Maybach series. Now, this, of course, is not the real wood trim, which you'll find on those, but it kind of mimics that as well. Now, as far as the vents, there are vents on the sides, there are vents in the middle, nicely connected through this trim that looks very cohesive. And then right here, you have the ambient lighting. I hope you can see that little purple light that comes out from there. And you have two screens actually right here on the top. The one is for the infotainment system. There's also a separate one for climate control. We'll go through that in just a little bit. Another screen that's displayed, this is your head-up display. So you can see right now we have the speedometer and the speed limit sign, and another screen which is right on top. And this is your digital mirror that you can turn off if you don't want to. But if you have people sitting in the second, third row seat that's going to obstruct the view, this is a perfect solution. Now, as far as the steering wheel, we have this different design steering wheel. Now, Hyundai's been putting those on the Genesis and Hyundai vehicles. Some people like it, some people don't. Let me know what you think. But it's very nice to the touch. It's leather wrapped. It has a little thicker portions right here for better grip. And then the Hyundai logo, which is not shiny. And on the right hand side, you have the cruise control settings. You also have the pages of what's going on in the middle of this instrument cluster. And then on the other side, you have the favorite button, mode button. These are customizable. And then you also have the adjustments for volume and tracks, as well as the voice control. Behind, you have the shifters. And then right here, you have this fully digital instrument cluster with my favorite feature. If you turn on the right turn signals, the camera turns on in the right dial and the left and the left. So it's an enhanced blind spot assist. And then you have the white backings in here. Now, these are connected to the drive mode. So let's see if they actually change or if they then check off that box. So let's take a look. Sport. Well, this is eco actually. Snow and sport mode right here gives you that a little more aggressive look. It also tightens up the bolsters on the seat, which is a nice touch. I haven't noticed that on the previous models, but probably it's been around. So new things you learn every day. This is basically your instrument cluster. There's several things that you can adjust, like in the middle in here, and take a look and see what's out there. So you can see your speed, trip info, miles per hour, miles per gallon, etc. And then you can go to the navigation or compass, tire pressure, and then back to lane keep assist. So these are your adjustments. But the instrument cluster is very nice and clean display. On the right hand side, you have a tachometer, left hand side speedometer. It shows you have 72 degrees outside, and right in the middle you have the infotainment system. Now, we've seen this system in many other Hyundai vehicles, so I'm not really going to go in detail with it, but all I want to show you is you can go to menu right here. That's basically, it's going to show you of how to look up different things on the navigation. You can also go to the main home system, and we have the map, navigation menu, phone projection, and gosh, you still have to connect the phone with the cable. Some of the other vehicles have the wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I hope that's going to be an update for it coming soon. Voice memo allows you to record a short message instead of looking for little stick-on notes. Climate control, you can open it here. These are your settings for the climate control. You can also adjust the temperature through here or through the screen and down below. You can also lock rear climate control so the kids are not playing with it and fighting about it. And you have a separate one for the rear climate control, and you have the rear warmer ventilation. So as far as the seats, you can turn off the rear heated or ventilated seats as well. And we go back to the front climate control, go back home, valet mode, passenger talk. All right, so you can talk to the rear passengers, and your voice is being projected through the microphone to the speakers in the back, so there's no excuse for kids to tell you that they couldn't hear you. Rear climate HD radio data setup. Okay, radio media. Let's talk about radio right here. You have the Harman Kardon stereo, and you know, as far as your choices for sources, so you have your FM, AM, and Sirius XM as far as your radio choices here. So go back to the home screen, take a quick look and the setup, and you can set up the vehicle navigation, sound, device connection, screen layout, display. You can customize your different buttons. There's several of them to customize. They're right here on the left hand side, and you can move around, assign different functions to it. General settings. Okay, let's see. System info, date and time, language, keyboard. units, media options, reset. So the blue link, you actually have a link right here. Vehicle diagnostics, service subscription required. I heard that for this year they're going to do it with a free subscription, so hopefully that's the case. That's a really nice feature that you have: vehicle diagnostics, weather, calendar, etc. And you can also check and change several features of the vehicles remotely. Now right here you have the start stop button. Now before we go down, let's take a look at the rear view camera right here. So first of all, a good quality camera right here, and you have the top down feature. You have several different angles and options for that camera, in front and in the back and on the side. And we can also move this vehicle around. And then if you look on the right hand side, you have the top down view, and as I turn the steering wheel, it shows me the trajectory lines that are active, so that's going to make it easier to back in and out of the parking spaces. And if you look at the regular backup camera right here, that trajectory line as well, you know, the top down view for towing, or you can have a regular view. Good quality camera, there's no complaints here. And of course this digital mirror. Down below you have a strip of physical buttons that's going to take you to some of the most common places that you want to go. So map, navigation, radio, media, seek, track, favorite button, and setup. So without going through any of the menus on the display, you can get to it. You also have the traditional power and volume knob, and on the other side seek and track, which you can flip-flop if you want in settings. And then right here you have your climate control. This is touchscreen, by the way, so you can adjust the temperature here, adjust the fan speed here, turn the rear air conditioning on or off, front window defogger, you can turn that off. And then of course this is your shifter. I got used to mine on the Honda Pilot, which is a similar setup. We have the auto hold feature. What this does, when you press it, it applies, if you apply pressure to the brakes, and if you let off the brakes, the vehicle won't move unless you hit the accelerator. You can turn that on or off. Here's your different drive modes right here, and we went through that already. So you have the Sport, Comfort, Eco, Snow, and Smart. You also have the central diff that you can lock. And here's your hill descent assist. You can turn off this automatic start stop feature on the vehicle. And then you have the parking assist. Scrolling down here, you have your heating and ventilation for your seats, for driver, passenger. You also have your heated steering wheel. If you're looking for cup holders, they're down here, and these are the cup holders that you can tuck away if you're not using them. There you go. You also have the wireless charging pad and the regular USB outlet, and a lot more storage underneath here. Now also, like I showed you before, there's tons of storage underneath there. Now looking up on the top console right here, so you have your controls for your lights. You also have your Blue Link system. You're gonna open the rear cover. I'll turn around in a second. I'll show you the sunroof right here opens up, and the sunroof in the back, it's this fixed panel, but you can open up the cover and see how much light that lets inside of this vehicle. And this is the interior of this 24 Palisade. Let's take it for a quick drive. So here's the best part, guys. You've seen all of the features that I showed you on this fully loaded Palisade. You know what the price is? Total MSRP on this vehicle, I don't know if you can see it, $55,650. Now this is including some of the added features like carpeted floor mats, cargo net, cargo tray, cargo cover, first aid kit, and rear bumper applique. So with destination $55,650, I think that is an incredible value considering what you get for that price. I can't believe I'm saying that $55,000 is not expensive, but considering what you get and considering the competition, this is actually not bad at all. As far as the gas mileage, 19 in the city, 24 in the expressway, 21 is the combined one. Yes, it is a V6, it's a naturally aspirated, so it's not the best in its class, but I actually like the V6. I like the power delivery. We're going to take it for a spin, quick spin for a second here. And this vehicle is made, assembled in Korea. And if you were wondering if there is any other trim levels, yes, I've covered some of them in my previous videos. You can go for the 23 and 24 reviews. They're virtually unchanged. So there's an SE trim starting at $37,735, SEL $40,485, XRT, this is a little bit more off-roady trim, which I haven't done yet. I'm gonna go back to that. There's a Calligraphy Night Edition, as well as the limited trim. So Calligraphy Night Edition $54,935, Calligraphy $51,435, limited $49,035. People say that SEL with premium package, it's kind of that sweet spot. I'm actually gonna take one for a spin pretty soon and bring it on the channel so you can see what the differences are. I'm spoiled. I think this would be my favorite trim, but again, everyone is different. Let me know what you like, what you don't like about this vehicle in the comment section, and don't be shy. I love to hear your comments. Take it for a quick spin. Now, this vehicle, because the way it's shaped, it's fairly square, so it's easy to see, you know, as far as the corners of this vehicle, so it's easy to drive. It also has a large windshield and a pretty good sized mirrors, and with the digital mirrors right on top, it actually is very easy, and it seems like you don't have many blind spots. Oh, and the blind spot assist system that you also have inside of this instrument cluster that turns down when you turn on your turn signals. It allows you to see if there's no car sneaking up on either side, and that's an important safety feature in my opinion. So a lot of safety features that are built in to this one. And let's take it, see the acceleration. We're gonna have to take it back to the dealer because A, there's almost no gas, and B, this is the only Calligraphy Night Edition that they have. So they want to have it available for sale. Now I'm going to post a link to the dealership in the description of this video, so if you're interested on this particular one or in one like this, definitely check them out and give them a call. And this is what I like about the power delivery in this vehicle. Yes, it's a little noisier sometimes than some of the other one, but the interior overall, as far as the exterior noise that's coming out, it's pretty quiet. Now we are on a very loud road, and you'll hear the difference hopefully in about 3 seconds. So 3, 2, 1. Hear the difference? This makes night and day difference sitting in here based on the surface of the road that we were going on. This is much quieter than the one previously. So the road noise is not bad. The engine noise, you can definitely hear the engine noise, but you can hear it pretty much in every vehicle. This is a 3.8 liter V6, not a small displacement engine. 291 horsepower, that's respectable. Now this one is going to give you that more of a luxurious feel of drive versus, you know, some of the vehicles such as Mazda CX-90 is going to give you that sportier feel, but this one's kind of in the middle there. It's not the best, it's not the worst. We're going to check out the acceleration around the corner here. Turns good. That doesn't have a lot of the body roll here, and as we go around this roundabout, let's see if I can do like a quick off the line acceleration. Because of the traffic, unfortunately today we probably won't be able to do like the full 0 to 60, but I think by the end of this road I should be able to get you to about 45, maybe 50 miles per hour, and brake, so you can see if there is any dipping going on as far as braking. See, turning around almost 360 here, not a huge body roll in here. And let's stop, and we're at 0. Let's go. I got a 40 already, and there you go. You got it at 55, and not bad. But so definitely capable of merging in traffic. I don't think you're going to win any races with this one, but probably in the top half of its class. Now, if you look at the vehicles like, Mazda CX-90, the Turbo S, that's, of course, that's going to be a lot quicker. But if you're looking at the vehicles such as Toyota Highlander or Grand Highlander, which, unless you go with the hybrid max, you're really not going to get a ton of power out of that, and it's actually it felt a little bit more sluggish when I was driving than this. So there's different vehicles in its class. Now the Kia Telluride are actually, so there's two different philosophies as far as the manufacturers going on for the midsize SUVs. Some of them are going with the 4 cylinders only, like a Toyota. You can't get a V6 Toyota anymore. As far as the Highlander or the Grand Highlander, you have two options, as far as the Mazda, because you have the 4 cylinder as far as the plug-in hybrid. You have the 6 cylinder as far as the turbo and non-turbo models. You also have the Honda Pilot, which the only engine option available is the V6. The old Volkswagen went with the 4 cylinders as well, so Volkswagen's available in the 4 cylinder configuration only, and those are pretty much the closest competitors to this and the Telluride, which are obviously very similar vehicles. And now that we're back in this parking lot, let's quickly sum it all up. Let's see how tight it is as far as backing inside of here. Tight parking lot, tight parking space. We're able to fit in here. Yeah, no issues. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's talk about this for a second. I like it. I like this Palisade. I've liked it ever since they came out. The amount of the technology that you get, the amount of roominess that you get, the feel, the shape, the design, I think it's a winner overall. It's always been one of my favorite ones, and I keep going back to it to see if the new stuff that came out is better or not. Now, I like the Mazda CX-90. I'm not going to say no, but this, I think, still would be the winner for me. So definitely would recommend looking at the Palisade if you're looking for a mid-size 3-row SUV. Definitely has plenty of room, plenty of technology, plenty of pickup, and certainly it won't break your bank considering the other options that are available. So if you like watching videos like this, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give me the like, and turn on that bell notification ring bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.